Hello, I'm back again, and I want to make a new video. I'm kind of going to be talking about two things. First, I want to talk about basically like social situations when you've got aspergers. I'm just going to talk about basically what problems I've got when I'm like if I'm in with a crowd of people or something, or if I'm in a public place, and how hard it can be to socialise with other people. Then I want to get on to talk about how hard it is to basically find relationships when you've got Asperger's. So I'll start with like what I talked about first. I'll go into like talk about public situations and that. I mentioned, I think in the last video, that I get uncomfortable around people in public, and I can't socialise with other people unless I know they are first. One of the main problems I've got is I don't know, I just cannot trust somebody until I'm 100% sure, and I'm 100% sure who they are. I've always had a problem with that. If I met somebody new, I probably wouldn't, for example, I wouldn't let them in my house until I know who they are. Because for all I know, they could be an ex-murderer. I mean, my mum, she goes on online dating sites, and she meets men off dating sites a lot. I panic and have anxiety attacks over it because they could be anybody. So that's a lot of the problems I've got. When I'm in, like, if I'm out around other people, I just feel, I think I mentioned this as well, I just don't fit in with other people. I feel like I'm just different from other people. For example, a lot of the things I've struggled with in the past is socialising and just walking up to someone and saying, I can't just walk up to somebody and just say, hello, do you want to be my friend? I always kind of leave it to them to come up to me first and ask me. So that brings us to the next part, and that's relationships. Now, I know a lot of people with Asperger's do get relationships, and I've got quite a few friends on Facebook who have got relationships, and they've got Asperger's. I've always had trouble. I've never had a girlfriend in my life, and I want to admit this publicly. I'm still a virgin, and I'm 25 years old, and I've not even so much as kissed a girl on the cheek in my life, and I'm not afraid to admit it. Really, I'm not. I've never felt ashamed of it. I know in this day and age, you've got to be you can't be a virgin these days. You've got to fit in with other people and that kind of thing. You've never kissed a girl, you're looked at as a weirdo. But like I said before, it's always been a problem because we're back to the social bit again. I'll just tell you my backstory. I've only asked one girl out in my life, and basically it wasn't a very nice experience, because when I sent her a letter asking her out, and this is back in college. This is like coming up to 10 years ago now, and she just sent me a letter back telling me that I was ugly and that I'm a faggot and I'm this, that and the other, and I'm worthless, I'm not worth anybody, and that tore me apart. I was in the depths of despair for a long time, and I gave up. So basically, a lot recently actually, I've started going on online dating. I'm not on it now, of course, but I'll just tell you why. Back in January of this year, I started going on plentyoffish.com, which I regret because I didn't get one single bit of luck on that website whatsoever. No one viewed my profile. Every message I sent out, I got no response back, and a lot of the pictures I put were really nice ones, smiling and that, and I put on my profile who I was and as honest as possible. I got nowhere with it, and I went on another one called oasis.com, and same with that as well. It just did not work. Online dating just did not work for me. So I just don't, and I've come to now where I've hit no options. I've got no options left. I've got no cards left to play, as you might want to put it, but it's really hard. I'll be honest, I would like to find somebody who's got the same as what I've got, someone with Asperger's, because I think if I find somebody with Asperger's, they'll understand the problems I've got, rather than me worrying. Because one of the main worries I get, if I do meet a girl, woman, whatever, and I just explain to them, you know, I've got Asperger's, it's a form of autism, one of the main worries I've got is they're going to freak out, run away and find someone else. Which is probably overreacting a bit, I don't know, but I can't help that, and I'm not going to make any apologies. I get anxiety attacks over it all, and like I said, I worry about my friends a lot. I'm always texting my mum if she goes out somewhere. I'm asking, are you okay, are you okay, are you okay, and stuff like that. And it's not a nice feeling, anxiety at all. But one of the things I've got is a choice that I can't make, is do I accept there's no one out there for me, or do I keep on hoping there is? And that's one of the reasons I created this channel, was to talk about this and hopefully get some advice and hopefully help others, and, you know, kind of give something back, really. Anyway, I'm going to stop waffling on now. I'll probably make another video either tomorrow, hopefully tomorrow. I'm bank holiday Monday. Depends if I'm not going out anywhere. And all I can say is thank you very much for watching. I now have 3 subscribers, which is brilliant, and don't know if we've got any shout outs yet, but I will do some soon. Thank you very much for watching, and have a nice day.